our last video for the time management series for our student leaders here. You've all seen Zoom controls like the chat. That's pretty straightforward. You can chat just to an individual. You can chat to your teacher. You've probably also seen mute. Hopefully didn't learn that in an embarrassing way, that you can mute yourself. And in fact, the default on Zoom, as you've learned, is to always be muted when someone else is presenting, and it's unlikely that they're going to be wanting input, on the spot. The teacher will say, they'll ask a question, then you can like hold the space bar to unmute. Better yet, just click the mute button down in your bottom controls. Those are easy things. You already knew those. I'm going to scroll down to some controls you may not have used before that are really helpful. As I'm making these videos, you could be easily doing the same thing on Zoom. I'm sure even with a free account, you can do it. And you start a meeting. Right now I have a Zoom meeting going on. I'm sharing my screen. That's another of your controls down at the bottom. I'm sharing everything on my screen. That's one of the options when you share. And then I can go from window to window and you're going to see what's on my screen. And now this is all I need to do to be able to present like a teacher does, is I hover. If I'm the one sharing, it's in a different spot. It's easier to get to. But if you are in the audience, when I'm sharing my screen, you would look for this bright green bar. Like for example, you're doing a study group with classmates in a Zoom room, and you want to write on the screen that your classmate is sharing the homework screen or the notes screen from class, and you want to be able to circle something or type on there while they're sharing it, and you can both see what's being annotated. So the way you get to that is you look for that bright green bar that says, hey, you're viewing this person's screen. And at the end of it, it has this black tail. And you click on that and you get a little drop down menu and you're going to see the word annotate. That is going to give you this great toolbar here of all sorts of great controls. And now that pops up and you can click on the text. And at that point, you can start typing. So I'm going to click on text. And this is typing with the text annotate tool. And then I can change color. I can do that in green. You've got under the format button, you've got all these colors. You can also change your font size. You can do big typing. You can also make it bold. Oh, so the typing is great because then you're not having to like make letters with your mouse, and typing is fast. So that's actually how I do tutoring. We're zooming, the student share screen, and we're typing kind of beside it to ask questions, to write down the things that we need to keep in mind. And you can be doing that even in class with your teacher's permission. You might ask your teacher, hey, is it okay for me to annotate on the screen? They'll probably say no. They'll say, come to office hours, and then I'll individually get you all writing on my screen. But practice that. It's a great skill, and it really, now you can make videos, you can present, and you can be annotating while you do it. A couple other favorite annotation tools. Under the draw button, it's got a lot of different shapes. You can draw boxes and stuff like that, but I like, the typical one is just to use the squiggle. The squiggle lets you do arrows. You can just draw and circle and do whatever you want. The thick squiggle is right below that, and that lets you highlight. It's like this spray paint can kind of highlighter, and I love it. My color scheme of this slide isn't really suited for highlighting, but try the highlighter. It's beautiful. With a white font, it may not be the ideal thing, but the highlight is really nice. Also, there's the stamps. The stamps let you kind of get feedback from your audience. You can say, put a check mark, everybody in the study group, if you're feeling good about this item from our study guide, or put the heart beside your favorite thing or your top priority item for our agenda. Put the X beside the part you don't like that you want to get rid of as we're planning our event, and so on and so on and so on. There's stars. But that's a quick way to get feedback on the screen where everyone can see it and you're not having to go back and forth to the chat. You can have people put their initials by the part that they want to sign up for, and so on. And when you're using these, there's an undo button that lets you bring them, make them go away, and then a redo button that lets you bring them back, which is, you'll get the hang of that the more you practice it. You can also just glide around with the eraser and make stuff go away too. One last feature that is probably the most important one, as notes from your meeting or your study group or whatever, the save button. And I think I have a slide about that. If I advance to the next slide, here you go. This is how you get a quick screenshot in Zoom. You probably know the key command on your computer for a screenshot, but Zoom is actually a nice way to do screenshots, because if you click on that, you'll see what happens underneath it is, as you click save, in the annotate controls, a little green message appears right below it, like right here, thick squiggle, bright green, right here. You would see a little green message right below it, and it's going to say, it says show in folder. Get to a reasonable font size. It says show in folder. It'll say it's saved as a PNG, now show in folder, and that is a link it's giving you. And if you click on that link, it's going to be right here again, right under the save where you've just clicked save. Click on that link, it's going to open the Zoom folder on your computer. It makes a new folder every time you're in a new meeting. And I have hundreds and hundreds of these folders, but they're always in date order. So the one at the top, that it just keeps them in that order. You just click in there and all your screen saves from the meeting are in one spot by date, and Zoom puts them, it's in the My Documents part, but that link will take you straight to it. It'll open it up, and now you can just select and paste. I'm very tempted to show you one more thing. I think I will. So for example, on Office 365, we all have Office 365. Every student and worker at Mount Hood has it. And if I open a new Word document, and I've got my Zoom folder, so I'm going to just quickly do a screen save. I'll hit the save button. I'll hit the show in folder. I'm just going to select one of my screen saves, and I'm going to plop it into a Word document here. And now I can put all my screen saves in one spot. Just click on the other one, Control C, Control V, and presto, now I don't even have to go to a Zoom folder. And better yet, I can share this with people. If I hit the share button while I'm logged in as a worker, or as you're logged in as a student, and I start typing a name, this directory recognizes everyone at Mount Hood. If you know their first and last name, you can now hit this little send button, and in their inbox, they're going to get this person shared a link with you. And now you can all open this document, edit this document, and the link will always take you to the most recent version. If you wanted to post a link, you can also hit copy the link. And then when I go over to my email, if I was to start a new email here, don't look at my email, you guys. And if I was to say, here's the link to our notes, and now I paste that link, it does the long URL and then it compresses it down to that spot right there. And of course I should have named it, shouldn't I? Should have named the document before I did that. But now I can also manually email people and put the link to the shared document there. So if you're annotating in Zoom and taking screen saves, you can get them into a Word doc, and now you've got this shareable link. And at the tutoring area, what we do is we use Microsoft Teams, which is also in our Office 365 package. And we actually have threads where we put all of our links to our student note documents. I won't show you those because I want to protect student privacy and not tell you all the students' names. But you'll learn, I'm sure you've learned about the privacy stuff too. We shouldn't be telling others who is enrolled at our college. That's a form of violating their privacy. But you can now put the links in a chat group. We do our training in a chat group like this. So this is not a violation of privacy. Teams is yet another tool, and you can assign people. These are all the tutoring workers, and you can just add someone. Anyhow, more on that if desired, but I will leave it at that for now. And thanks for catching all the videos. You've got my contact information. I'll just maybe put it up one more time here. You can also just share a whiteboard on Zoom. And so I'll just put my email on a whiteboard. And in terms of when I'm on campus in fall 2021, the plan, it's only August 10th right now, so this could change, but the plan that we've submitted for approval involves I'll be on campus Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. if you wanted to come and look at stuff. Of course, you'll be subject to whatever order other people are there for math and science help. This is above the library in, can I even remember my own office number? In the main tutoring area, which is 3300 of the academic center. And then my office is around the corner. I'll just be in that tutoring area all day. If you ever want to stop by, please do. There is, of course, pre-screening as for everything else. And so you'll want to hit our website and see what the pre-screening for COVID protections is like before coming to campus. Or better yet, just email me if you want to come see me, and we'll go from there. And I can also contact you by phone if that's easier. On this technology note, if you're using a Chromebook or a netbook, you need a better computer, and Mount Hood will loan you one. And after August 20, we can mail it to you. There's 2 workers that, I just email them and say, hey, this student needs a computer, and they will loan it to you. If your internet is no good, not good enough for like the shared use going on in your home for you to do school and Zoom without bad connection and lag, we can loan you an internet hotspot. So email me if you need one of those things, and I'll quickly get you over to the form that we fill out for that. And it's very easy to do. And a lot of students are benefiting from having a better computer, because if you're on a Chromebook, you can't annotate. If you're on a netbook, you usually can't annotate. And it's going to have very limited functionality for Zoom, and everything's on Zoom. So you need that. So if you need a computer, big font, if you need a computer, reach out anytime. And they can start putting these in the mail even before fall quarter starts. I believe August 20th, they can start putting stuff in the mail if you're registered for fall and you've done the form. But email me and I'll send you the info. All right, good luck this quarter, and I look forward to meeting you if we get that opportunity in person or at one of your events. All right, bye-bye.